it's Cece and the BookTubeAthon is upon us. The BookTubeAthon starts in just a couple of days and I am so excited because obviously I am participating, even though doing BookTubeAthon last August nearly killed me. It was super fun. It was the most reading I've ever gotten done in a week. I loved being able to do the challenges. I loved watching everyone else's challenges. This is just a readathon that is so much fun. I love the way that it brings BookTube together, and I have my TBR for you. So just in case you don't know, the BookTubeAthon is a readathon for BookTube. This year it will be starting on the 18th of July and is going to go through the 24th. That is 7 days of reading. And for BookTubeAthon there are 7 challenges, and that means reading 1 book a day. That's 7 books in 7 days, which is a lot, but I did it last year, so maybe I'll do it again this year? Anyway, for all of the other info, I will leave the link to the YouTube channel as well as the BookTubeAthon Twitter down below so you can go and check it out. But also there are video challenges. I will be doing most of the video challenges. Those are announced day of, so yeah, I don't plan on doing any acting challenges this year after last year. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing some of the challenges, but not all of them. Again, go to the BookTubeAthon channel, the Twitter, and you will see all of that. Let me talk about the 7 books that I have on my TBR for BookTubeAthon. So the first BookTubeAthon challenge is to read a book with yellow on the cover, and for that challenge, I have chosen Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. Plenty of yellow on the cover. You got the lines. There you, on the highway. Yeah. I have 3 books that I own that I'm going to be reading this week and 4 from the library, so this is one of the books I own. I've had it since Christmas. I'm not sure how I'm going to like it. I was kind of lukewarm on Since You've Been Gone, but I'm ready to give Morgan Matson another chance. The next challenge is to read a book only after sundown, and originally I thought this meant that you had to do it in like one night, but it seems as though it's just, this is a book you can only read when the sun is not shining in the sky. Anyway, for this challenge I still picked a graphic novel, and I picked Over Easy by Minnie. This graphic novel was on my TBR for the month already. It is, as I said in my July TBR, a fictionalized memoir talking about California in the 1970s, and I'm super excited about it, but I thought I should include at least 1 book from my July TBR on this TBR, because otherwise, woo, who knows what's gonna happen to that July TBR. The next challenge was to read a book you discovered through BookTube, and I did not discover this book through BookTube, but it is BookTube that convinced me to read it, and that is Half Bad by Sally Green. This is a trilogy about witches, male witches, not lady witches, which is like, can take the good with the bad, I guess. But it also has queer elements going forward, which is one of the things that intrigued me about the series, so it's about time. This has been on my TBR for a while. I don't remember who it was on BookTube that convinced me that I should start this series, but it has been through BookTube that I decided to give it a go, and the entire trilogy was available at my library, so if I really like it, I can like keep going. The 4th challenge is to read a book by one of your favorite authors, and for this challenge I have chosen Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman. Neal Shusterman is an author that I consistently have enjoyed. Everything that I've read that's by him, I've really just enjoyed the experience of reading it. Whether that's the Unwind Discology, the Skinjacker trilogy, The Schwa Was Here, Bruiser, there are others that I'm forgetting. But I really love Neal Shusterman, and this is possibly, I mean, this is probably his most successful book. People absolutely adore it. I believe it deals with mental illness, but that's about all I know about it, so I'm very excited to finally read this book, and I know I'm going to be impressed because it's Neal Shusterman. The 5th challenge, and actually the challenge that I found the hardest to pick a book for, was to read a book that is older than you. And it's not that I don't like reading books that are older than me. I don't read them as often, I'll completely admit that. But reading a book that's older than me is a little hard to do in a day, just because they take longer to read. I am 21 years old, so I had to choose a book that was at least 22 years old, and I didn't know what I was going to read until I scoured the library and found Annie on My Mind by Nancy Garden. This book originally came out in 1982, so plenty of years before I was born. This definitely counts. It is a classic piece of lesbian fiction. People recommend it to me constantly whenever I ask for new recommendations for lesbian books especially. Plus, it is incredibly short. It is just a small book, and I'm really excited to see what I think about this because I have read a few other pieces of like classic lesbian fiction this past year, and I haven't enjoyed them as much. Really hoping that I can find a couple of older, like, important lesbian books that I can appreciate and I'm hoping that this one is really good. The 6th BookTubeAthon challenge was one that I thought was really, really interesting, but one that I actually had a hard time picking a book for, and that is to read and watch a book-to-movie adaptation. So read a book that has a movie, read the book, then watch the movie. And this was mainly difficult because there aren't a ton of books right now that I have neither read the book nor seen the movie, and also not a lot that are easy books to read in a week. So for this challenge, I decided to read The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I'm kidding, can you imagine? This book is 1,400 pages long. I'm actually going to be reading and watching Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. Rachel Cohn and David Levithan have written 3 books together, and this is one of them. 2 of those books have movies. I have not read any of the books or seen any of the movies, so I just picked one. This book is about 2 best friends, Naomi and Eli. Basically, Eli is gay, and they have this list of, it's a no-kiss list of boys that neither of them are allowed to kiss to maintain their friendship, and then it's clearly someone breaks that rule. This has also been turned into a movie. I don't know how great the movie looks, but I'm curious enough to try to read this book. Plus it's short, plus it's David Levithan, so lots of good reasons. And the final BookTubeAthon challenge is just to read 7 books, so that's like a free space. I just get to choose a 7th book, and the book that I'm picking is The Titan's Curse. This is the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Riordan. I have already read them, I have been rereading them, plus this one is on my July TBR, so again, checking off a July TBR book. The Titan's Curse is the one that I would like to get to, but if by some miracle by the time I've posted this I have finished reading The Titan's Curse, then I will just be tacking on the Battle of the Labyrinth instead. That seems unlikely, but like, you know, there you go. Whatever happens, a Percy Jackson book is going to be my 7th book for the readathon. So here you go. This is my very primary color stack of books that I'm going to be reading for BookTubeAthon. I don't know how they wound up primary color. That's kind of fun. I did the math already for how many pages a day I'll have to read, and actually, it's 10 pages less a day than last year, so apparently I picked slightly better books. If you are participating in BookTubeAthon, please let me know. If you have a TBR video, leave that link down below. I'd love to see it. Of course, I will be posting videos every day. I will be updating my progress on Twitter and on Instagram, so follow me on all those places, links down below and such. But yeah, anyway, I am so excited to jump in and do the BookTubeAthon again. This is such a fun readathon. I am so ready to get started reading all of these books. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!